Beware, beware the nice guy. Looking back through my life, it's the nice guy that causes so much heartache and difficulty across the board. And so today's episode is going to center on that. I'm going to talk about 5 things that nice guys never do. So I'm going to war today against the nice guy, but first there's a clarification of terms that's required. I am not against being nice in general. If my 2 sons were fighting with each other, remember, hey, be nice to your brother, then that's a good thing. Being nice, I mean it as in a synonym for being kind. Hey, be kind, be loving. That's a good virtue. I want to be kind and loving to my kids and my wife and all kinds of people. So I am not castigating somebody for being kind. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm talking about somebody who's a bit like a jellyfish. They're not ready to die for any big causes. They don't have any big moral convictions, and they're ready to jump ship the moment something gets hard. At best, it means unnoteworthy, polite. At worst, though, and what I'm seeing more and more of, is the nice guy is a coward. So with that clarification of what I mean by a nice guy, let's go ahead and move into the 5 things that nice guys never do. Now, I've written these out, and so I want to read it and then be able to react to it. So here's one thing I wrote. Nice guys never say hard things. Nice guys, they want to be liked more than they value truth. This puts their needs, their wants, their identity, their insecurities, their need to be affirmed as the most important thing in the world to them. It's not truth, or it's not justice, it's not anything else. Nice guys want everyone to like them above everything else. In our day and age, these are the ones who won't speak against the many social evils and crimes against humanity. Why? Because they don't want anyone to get offended. They're the ones that are just going to go along to get along. They're the crowd that can be easily bullied, and they are ready to self-censor the moment any opposition comes. If you say, you can't say this, the nice guys are immediately following in line, and therefore I will not say it. Nice guys don't say hard things. Jump in the comments. Anything wrong there? Anything you'd add? We're going to have a whole bunch of commentary on this, and we'll lean into collective wisdom. Guys, also read other people's comments and upvote and downvote based on whether you agree or disagree. So comment section on this video is going to be lit. I want hyperactivity on this. All right, this is a bit more of a long read. Nice guys don't take risks, and nice guys don't lead. I really compressed this into one major point. They don't take risks and they don't lead. Leadership requires confidence in the midst of uncertainty. It requires calmness in the midst of chaos. It requires taking risks. A nice guy doesn't take risks. They just don't have the confidence for it. They let other people risk, and then they attach to their coattails in a parasitical relationship. Any alpha making moves out there is going to have a trail of betas trying to be their best friends. They'll be their advisors, but when the going gets tough, they'll flake because they aren't built for risk and they aren't built for real challenge. Though the nice guy doesn't want to bear the burden of real leadership, they still do want power. So I'm making a segue here from there's leadership. And that's a sacrificial kind of leadership in a movement where you're taking care of the boys and those in your fellowship and you're caring for them. But then there's power. And you can have power and not be a real leader, and that's exactly what they default to. Now back to my reading. Their insecure selves will hunger for power to make them feel strong. Though, with their risk aversion, they use their mantle for their own ends rather than serving and sacrificing for those that they're supposed to lead. This makes them highly attracted to bureaucratic jobs that assign power without merit and give power without accountability. Nice guys want safety and security above all. They desire more than anything to be taken care of. They are nice so that others who are stronger will take care of them. Nice guys want comfort. Nice guys want security. They may not like the job, but the fear of leaving their job to hunt for something else can be so horrifying that they'll complain and really do nothing. Now, this risk aversion and lack of leadership assigned to a romantic relationship is extremely frustrating for a woman who selected him because he is sweet and safe, but then she gets tremendous buyer's remorse when she sees he is unwilling and unable to lead her, and he displays this weak, whiny apathy to life in general. A woman is built to desire male leadership, even if she's been socially programmed to hate the idea. Biologically, internally, spiritually, she is primed to follow strong leadership. So she'll naturally begin to lose attraction to the nice guy and desire instead a strong man. Even if he's the bad guy, the bad boy. Why is she attracted to the bad boy? She left a nice guy for a bad boy. Well, the bad boy was at least leading in some way, leading in the wrong direction, but still she was attracted to the fact that he was a leader, going in his own way and had some type of self-autonomy. And it was a toxic thing, but at least he was leading and he exhibited a masculine attribute where a nice guy isn't exhibiting any redeemable masculine attributes. Now, this gal, her dreams of the future die with a nice guy as she realizes he will never lead her anywhere at all. They'll just drift through life until they hit old age and squander their life. That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard.
That's pretty tough, John. That's pretty tough. That's kind of where the majority of all of us men are right now.
I get that all of us have the seeds of a nice guy in us. And so if that's triggering dudes in out there, I'm like, well, great. Then let's collectively get better. Is it true? First off, it's not, do you like it? It's not, are you guilty of it? It's just, is what I'm saying generally true? A lot of us are going to land somewhere on the spectrum. All right, we're driving into the third thing that nice guys never do. Nice guys don't take responsibility. What I've noticed personally is that a lot of times the tell of a nice guy is they don't say that they are sorry. And the reason why that those words are almost never coming to them, or at least not about anything big, is because they are so insecure and so scared that someone's going to see the chinks in their armor that they don't want to take responsibility for something. They'd rather be somebody else's fault. It takes a certain amount of intestinal fortitude and courage to be like, hey, I screwed up. It was me. No, it wasn't them. It wasn't anyone. It was my fault. It was my responsibility. I dropped the ball. I'm sorry, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to do better. Nice guys don't do that. They don't have the identity, the security to be able to do that. And instead, they'll usually cover over their great insecurity by putting no bounds over what they are able to do. And they don't say that they're sorry. So anything that goes wrong, it's not their fault. It's someone else. Well, so-and-so, they're great, but, they're not very good at that. And so very subtly, they just start shifting blame all the time. And if it's not a person's fault, then it's economy or it's the system out there. And no matter what, they're a victim and it's someone else's fault. Nice guys don't take responsibility. All right, we'll go into number 4. Nice guys don't protect. They're not protectors. Being risk-adverse and cowardly, the nice guy castigates all violence as immoral as a way to morally justify their own abdicated responsibility to be protectors. In other words, because they aren't dangerous and strong, anyone else who is dangerous and strong is unloving and is evil. The nice guy will be strongly attracted to idealistic notions of utopia and will see the world through the lens of how they wish it was instead of the way that the world actually is. Now, I'm proud that anybody watching our show is they're not going to fall into that. I don't think there's anybody that's such a nice guy, as I'm defining it here, that they're failing this protector test. I'm like, y'all are protectors at heart. I believe if you're even watching this, you're drawn to that. And so you're not in this category. So you're at least not that basement floor of a nice guy. You're further up. So way to go. You're here. But there's a certain pacifistic tribe of man-child out there. Pacifistic, all type of protection and violence. All of that is wrong and evil. They can't in their terrified notions of a dangerous world out there, they really can't even discriminate between the dangerous evil person and the dangerous good person. They can't arbitrate. It's just any type of violence is wrong. It's evil. The nice guy, it's a way to make their cowardice and their lack of ability to be violent as a moral great thing. So they turn a weakness into a moral wonderful thing. If you're capable of violence, you're evil. And since I'm not capable of violence, I am good and virtuous. And so it's, man, what a weak beta move that is. What do you think of this one?
I think you're spot on. I think it's a dangerous shortcut. I heard it said once, and this is stuck in my mind for many years, but a good man, he knows when to withhold a punch, but a good man also knows when to throw a punch.
Last thing, a nice guy does not keep the faith. Nice guys don't keep the faith. This is what I mean. The nice guy will betray you. They'll betray their creed, their religion, their God, whenever anything gets really hard. If they have to choose between themselves and their convictions, they will abandon the convictions to save their own skin. They're the Judases of the world who seem trustworthy so that they can watch the money purse for the group of disciples, but they're really the traitors who will sell you off to the enemy. This is because the nice guy is not courageous, and only the courageous can actually be truly virtuous. There's no such thing as a holy coward. There are no cowardly saints. There are no gutless heroes. Jesus calls a man to come after him and die. Deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. The nice guy will not do it. Now, they'll still fill the pews of the church. They'll have Sunday smiles and warm greetings, but the moment persecution or difficulty shows up at the door, they're going to run for the hills. They will abandon that faith. And so I think there's a lot of really nice guys hiding under the steeple, because there you find a lot of compassion. You find a lot of love and warmth and acceptance. But what the church should be ferreting out is cowardice has no place within the church. The righteous are as bold as lions, and if you are not as bold as a lion, you are not righteous. Jesus was not passive. He was active, and typically he was saying stuff that was so offensive, not by being brash or rude, but he was just saying simple, loving truths that the world hated so badly that they murdered him for it. Remember, going back to our very first thing, is weak guys, nice guys never say hard things. Well, Jesus was saying hard things all the time. And so the nice guy oftentimes pretends to be a follower of Jesus. He's got the right language, dresses the part, talks the talk, but doesn't actually truly walk the walk. So the nice guy doesn't keep the faith. Not really. If your church is filled with nice guys, your church is dead. Looks alive, it's dead. I am itching to jump in and see what the comments are on any of this. It could be that on some of this stuff I'm off base. Maybe you don't like my terms. Maybe you don't like some of the stuff I've said. Great. Let's have a conversation. And guys, again, jump into the comments and look at upvote, downvote, and have a good conversation on this, because truly I'm open. Maybe I've overstated something. Maybe I've missed something altogether. But let's transition now away from our major points into what happens if you are guilty of some of this. I don't care where you're starting. I don't care how miserably you're failing this. I just care where you go from here. Let's get better. You and I will get a little bit better today together. And that's what I care about. Our movement of warrior poets, not perfect. We don't have it all together, but we're on a journey that is good and noble. We are getting stronger all the time, and we're doing it together. And I think that is an awesome thing. And so find out the pain points that I talked about and lean into them. Maybe all of them, all the things. Maybe you have quite a litany of things that you've collected where I'm like, I don't like any of that. Just choose the one. Choose the one that's the ugliest. Choose the thing that I said that you hate the most, and make that your nemesis. Go after that one, the one that makes you want to unsubscribe. Go after that, because you're not actually upset at me. You're upset at you and you're blaming me. And that's a weak, nice guy beta move. Don't do that. run at the bad thing. I'm an advocate here. I'm not against you. I'm not like, I will wage war on my subscriber. Nope, that's not it. I want you. I do want you to get stronger and grow because that's the journey that I've committed to. I'm serious about it, and I want to bring as many men with me as I possibly can. Guys, thanks so much for listening. We got a lot more in this show that you are missing. Our Q and Ambush section, which is questions from you guys, stuff that you want to hear.
If you could only pick one hunting rifle.
That's part of this show. And also our Hot Topic section. You're not going to want to miss it. Oh, what a mess. They'd have to clean up all that mess.
All that butter pecan.
Be the only mess they actually cleaned up. To get the rest of the show, you're going to have to support us. We really appreciate it if you would put skin in the game and help us with this movement. You guys get to choose the winners out there. Woke entertainment companies or guys like us, little guys, we need your support. So if you would go over to watchwpsn.com, that's watchwpsn.com, sign up. You'll get the rest of this show, the John Lovell Show, all of our other shows, and a whole bunch of training classes from me and from other trainers in the industry that we deem amazing and spectacular. It's a fantastic value. Sign up for a year. We'd appreciate it, and we will see you next time, guys.